Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, the 14th of May. 14th of May. Cool. How are we all doing? Sorry, I wasn't here last week. You probably didn't miss me anyhow. I had a lovely week in Whitstable. Not fantastic weather all the time, but the most amazing place. Never been there before, and I had the most lovely time. If ever you get to Whitstable, first of all, you have to go to the Lobster Shack. But secondly, you have to go to Faversham and you have to go and see the most spectacular woman called Lynn Taylor, who runs a company called Room 92. And she did some amazing, hey Kate, yeah, it was lovely, thank you. She did an amazing facial on me. You probably can't even see it, but I don't have quite so many lines as I did, and my face is all pumped up, and it was just the most blissful, wonderful 2 hours of my life, and you have to go and see her. She is amazing, and Whitstable was just stunning. We were lent a beach hut from one of my clients, which was lovely, absolutely lovely. It was blooming freezing that day, but it was just so lovely to be able to just sit down and be by the sea. Anyhow, how are we all doing with our businesses? How's everything going? What's it like with the new tax year? Are we all G'd up and ready to go? I'm moving offices in about 2 weeks' time, rather unexpectedly, I think we'll probably say. So there's quite a lot going on in our lives, but it's all fine. It's all fine, and it's going to be lovely. Won't be as lovely as this, but it will still be lovely. So today we're going to talk about how to avoid the common money leaks in your small business and what that actually means. Now, the best person to talk to about money leaks is Catherine Morgan. She runs a amazing group called the Money Circle, and she's got some fantastic resources on her website. You need to have a look at it because she does a course about how to plug your money leaks, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If you haven't heard of Catherine Morgan, look her up. She's amazing. So I'm going to talk today about a few ideas that might help you have a look at your expenses, because we're now in the new tax year. We need to really look at our expenses. We should do it more than once a year. We should try and do it once a quarter if we can, and just plug those leaks. I did it actually, so it's sad this, but I did it while we were in Whitstable, and I saved quite a lot of money on subscriptions that I bought and I wasn't using, and it's a complete waste of money. So your money leaks, your expenses can eat away at your profits. And as you all know, I am all about making more profit, as much profit as you possibly can. And quite often you don't even know that these little leaks are here. So if you can't fill up those leaky buckets, then those leaks are going to make your profits just drain away, like any leaky buckets will do. So number one, online advertising. It is so easy when you're doing Facebook adverts and things like that for them to get out of hand. Social media, pay-per-click fees and things like that may seem really small, but my goodness, they add up, and they can present a really significant money leak in your business. So keep a really close eye on your social media or your Google AdWords or any of those, well, any of your online advertising campaigns that you're doing, and ensure that you don't run up a big bill. Set yourself a budget and stick to it. It's also really important that you actually review the effectiveness of these adverts. Are you going through them, working out what they're actually costing you, whether they're actually making you money? Because if they're not, then it's complete wasted expense. Subscriptions. This is my big bugbear, massive big bugbear. At some point, we have all signed up for a free trial with absolutely no intention ever to continue. And then we've forgotten about it and we've ended up paying for it. Other times we stop using a service, but we forget to cancel the subscription. It's so easy to do. We do it so automatically these days. Sign up to something with PayPal or whatever, and then just never use it. Go through your bank account and see what all of your subscriptions are. Are you actually using them? Are they actually increasing your revenue and therefore increasing your profits? If they are not, then you need to really review them and decide whether or not you need them or not. If you need them, then that's absolutely fine. But if they're actually just wasting you money, why have them? It's pointless. Power usage. Recently, right, a bit guilty of this one. Recently, hang on, Katie Page says, and it hits that first month and then we leap and fix. We do. Absolutely. Very, very true. Recently, we did a power usage exercise in mine and my husband's office, and leaving on our computers and his server and lights and heating and stuff like that, so it wasn't so freezing cold when we came in the morning. We thought, no, it's not going to really make that much of a difference. Oh, whoa, God, it was expensive. It really was. So now we turn our computers off every night. We don't leave anything on standby. The heating is now set on timers, etc., etc. I mean, it's obvious things. It's things that you would probably do at home anyhow, but you might not do in your office. But it's such a good idea. It really is. Making sure that you've got insulation or insulated blinds or whatever. You've got energy efficient light bulbs. My goodness. Yeah, okay, fine. Initial outlay, huge. But they save you so much money. They really do. Office supplies. Now, I might be a little bit guilty of this one too. I'm a little bit of a stationery addict, as anybody who knows me will know. I have pens all over the place, coloured pens, especially when I'm starting a new project. Either I get my flip chart out or I get my whiteboard out. And I can go a little bit mad on my colours and my mind maps and my post-it notes and all those sorts of things. So they're very useful, but I possibly spend a little bit much money on them. So sometimes you need to take some time to actually assess what isn't necessary. If you are trying to become a paper-free office, then you're not going to be using much ink and paper, hopefully. But it's not always that easy to do. I know that. Credit card fees. Being lax with your credit card payments is an absolute surefire way of creating unnecessary costs. If you can clear your balance every month, or at least as much as possible, and pay attention to any annual or hidden fees, then you can save your money, save your business huge amounts of money. Now, anybody who is a client of mine and is using a Profit First, if they have debts, then a percentage of whatever's going into their profit account every quarter will go out to pay their debt off. It's called a debt snowball. If you want to have a look at it, it's a fascinating way of dealing with debts. A lot of people have always said you've got to deal with the ones with the highest amount of interest first. No, you haven't. Actually, psychologically, you've got to deal with the smallest debt first, because that is going to give you such a boost when that one's paid off. It's like, yes, I've done it. Right, bring on the next one. And my God, does it make you really sort yourself out. It really does. So, yeah, have a look up Debt Snowball, a guy called Dave Ramsey. Wrote a brilliant book about it. So that's credit card fees. But if you remember, when you sign up for your credit card, don't get distracted by all the attractive rewards and stuff like that. Make sure that you actually read the fine print and understand those fees before you choose a card. Really, really important. Phone bills. If you're not keeping an eye on your phone bills, you could be paying an awful lot more than necessary. Now, an awful lot of packages these days do free calls, free text, free this, free that, free the other. But then if you go over your data limit, oh my God, those expenses, they are so expensive. And if you're paying for your phone through your contract as well, you're going to be paying a lot of money, and you're probably going to be on at least a 2-year contract, if not a 3-year contract. So be very, very careful. And when they offer you the upgrade, which will probably be a year earlier than you would be due, all you're going to be doing is signing up for another 3-year contract. Do you really want that? Or do you want to wait until the contract's finished and then look elsewhere? Go elsewhere if you possibly can. I recently, I was almost conned into signing up for a new contract for our phones for my daughter and myself about a month or so ago, and they were so pushy and so persuasive. I was so close to doing it, and then I said to them, right, I need 24 hours to think about this. I have to sleep on it, and I journaled on it and I wrote about it, and I thought, what on earth am I doing? Why am I signing up to a 3-year contract when I don't need it? I don't want to do that. This is really expensive. So I started looking on USwitch and all of those comparison sites and things like that. And there were a lot more cheaper contracts. So I thought, okay, if I wait until November, which is when our contract runs out, then I can start looking around properly. And so that's what I decided to do. I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did. Normally, I would have been persuaded to do it because it's easy, it's quick, which is what they're banking on, I think. So plugging those money leaks, it can really cut down your costs. It can make such a big difference. And also it means that you know exactly what your budget is. Have you got a budget? Have you worked out a budget? Have you worked at the cash flow forecast? Have you looked at your actuals versus your budget? I did this recently too because it was my end of year. That was a bit scary. I talk about this all the time. I do this all the time with my clients. But doing it for myself, that was a completely different matter. And that's me being very vulnerable about this because I can talk about this until the cows come home, but actually doing it for myself is what's revelatory. And also, I think it's also really useful for my clients to know that I do this myself. This is why I'm an accountant with a difference, because I run my own business and I'm an accountant. So I see things from an accountant's point of view, but I also see it from a small business owner's point of view. Quite often when you go to an accountant, you'll go to a big accountant and have a member of staff who specifically deals with your accounts. That's absolutely fine, but they've never run a business themselves. And unless you have run a business yourself, you are not going to think about plugging in money leaks. You are not going to think about how much extra profit can I make by cutting this out, cutting that out, whatever it happens to be. You're not necessarily going to think about these things. You're certainly not going to think about profit first because it's not what you've been trained to do, probably. But anyhow, so money leaks. What leaks can you plug in your businesses? I'd really like to know. Give me a comment in the comments. No, that's not right, is it? Let me know in the comments if you're watching it on replay. Good morning, Leslie. I hope you're well. We're just talking about plugging money leaks and looking at your expenses and seeing what you can save money on and working out your budgets and things like that. So I was just saying that please let me know in the comments what you can or what you have saved by looking at your expenses. Please do this. It's absolutely crucial. If you can do it at the beginning of your tax year, then it will make such a big difference when it comes to this time next year and you are looking at your accounts, understanding what those numbers mean and starting to realize that, wow, if I hadn't cut out that particular subscription, woo, where would I be now? Goodness. So let me know what you can do. Yes, Leslie, absolutely. Paying for something that you are no longer using. This is just so key. It really, really is. I can't emphasize it enough to enough people. But please, please, please look at your figures. Don't just reconcile your bank account on zero. Actually look at how much you're spending on your subscriptions. Look at how much you're spending on your light, power and heat, things like that. Look at everything. I know we want our higher expenses in order to have less tax to pay. I get that. But actually what we really want is more profit. It does mean more tax. I understand that. And that can be scary. But more tax means that you're doing better. Think of it like that. Have a fabulous weekend. I've just taken my poor puppy to be spayed. It's worse than taking my child to hospital. I tell you, it's the most horrendous thing. So I'm going to have a day of probably not concentrating very hard on my work and being worried about my baby. But hey, never mind. That's how it goes. So have a fabulous weekend. And I will see you next Friday. I can't for the life of me remember what we're talking about next Friday, but I'm sure it'll be equally as exciting as today. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. Lovely to see you all. Bye.